Thanks for joining me in this video. I really appreciate your interest towards this. And in this video, we are going to speak about a therapy called as the 3-picture technique. 3 days back, when I was talking to my teenage students, I was giving a demonstration of how this 3-picture technique has to be administered into their mind. This 3-picture technique can be used for reducing a bad habit, or trying to inculcate a new form of a skill, or trying to have a behavior modified. For example, if a boy wants to reduce his short temper, his anger management is not that much good and he wants to change the habit. Or a girl wants to improve upon her memory because she keeps forgetting things when she is writing the examination and she wants to improve the memory. Let's take these two categories. One person wants to reduce the anger, another person wants to improve the memory. Now, these two individuals can use 3-picture technique and they can develop their kind of skills. They can develop anger management and they can develop memory enhancement. So let me explain how this can be done. All right. So there are 3 steps in 3-picture technique. Step number 1 is you have to vividly understand the first picture. The first picture is nothing but the kind of trouble the person is having. I told you 2 examples, right? One is anger related example and another one is memory related example. So that's picture number 1 for them, right? Picture number 2 is a step that you take for getting rid of this particular weakness. In the boy's case, the steps that he takes for reducing his anger, and in the girl's case, it is the steps that she takes for enhancing her memory. That's picture number 2. Picture number 3 is the most important factor of this therapy. That is the transformed picture. The boy cannot change his behavior unless and until he sees himself as a qualified, anger managed individual. The girl cannot transform without seeing herself as a person who has enhanced her memory. That picture has to be seen into the brain. For example, if a person wants to be more organized, he has to have a picture in his mind how he will be looking or how he will be feeling if he is an organized person. If you want to be very much fit and effective in riding your bike and you are learning to ride the bike, you have to see that particular picture of riding the bike on the highway roads or in the town roads or semi-urban roads in a proper way. You have to give that picture to the mind. Otherwise, things are not going to happen in the reality. So that's picture number 3. So we have got 3 pictures here, right? So picture number 1 is the weakness picture, picture number 2 is the steps picture, and picture number 3 is the transformed picture. All right, okay. So now, for what weakness you are going to do 3-picture technique, try to have a thinking over it, okay. So 3 days back in the session when I was asking some of my boys, they said various kinds of factors that they are going to use. So likewise, take that particular weakness in your mind and then start demonstrating 3-picture technique. Okay, now listen carefully because I am going to give the steps of 3-picture technique. Step number 1, you have to first of all choose a quiet place in your residence. Step number 2, please choose the time between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. in the morning and 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. in the evening. Because during these 6 hours, your brain has got very good receptive power and the cortices of your brain will work very much effectively. Okay, anytime between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. in these 6 hours. And most important point in step number 2 is that, my dear friends, you have to stick to the same timing every day. Because the mind responds very faster if you are sticking to the same timing every day. Let's say, for example, if it is 5:30 in the morning, do it every day exactly at 5:30. The brain gets conditioned and the results will be very faster. Okay, right? So that's step number 2, choosing the timing. Step number 1, choosing a place. Step number 2, choosing the timing. Step number 3 is keep your spinal cord straight. Maybe lean down in a wall like this. Maybe lean down on a wall like this, very stable, so that your spinal cord is completely erect. Keep your eyes closed. Okay. So in step number 3, when you sit straight and keep your eyes closed, please don't try to control any of your thought patterns. Allow the thought patterns to come and linger around, because you should not be strained in this process. So allow the thought process to come and dominate you. No problem. For a couple of minutes, don't do anything against the thoughts. Step number 4 is very important. Start concentrating on your breathing. Just concentrate on your natural sense of breathing. Concentrate on your inhale, concentrate on your exhale. Concentrate how naturally the breath flows into your lungs. how naturally the oxygen is being received into your system, how naturally the breath is flowing on. Concentrate on that. And in this particular step, when the mind is going towards something else, snap the mind off and bring back to breathing. Again, the mind distracts, cut it, bring back to breathing. Again, the mind distracts, cut it, bring back to breathing. So here you have to take the big responsibility of not allowing your mind to waver around. You have to bring your mind towards the breathing. And in this process, after some time, you'll get some darkness in your mind. And when you get that darkness, it means you have reached the alpha level. And in that alpha level, the 3-picture technique has to be done. Now let me tell you how after you reach your alpha level, how you are going to continue this particular therapy. After you reach your alpha level, continue keeping your eyes closed. And in the right section of your head, in the right section of your brain, okay, bring the picture number 1. Okay, just bring the picture number 1 in the right side of your brain. Or imagine in the right side of your head, there is a white screen and you are keeping that picture number 1. What is picture number 1? Your weakness, the suffering, the shortcoming that you have. So keep that picture. Now comes a very important process of 3-picture technique. You are going to push this particular picture. You are seeing and you are keeping a picture in the right hemisphere of the brain. You are going to push this particular picture from right to left. Because in brain science, when you push something from right to left, it means it has gone to the past. Left hemisphere of the brain represents the past. Right hemisphere of the brain represents the present and the future. So, when you keep a picture in the right hemisphere of the brain, it means that's the present and you don't want the picture hereafter. So, the next step in 3-picture technique, bring your hand like this to the front, keeping the eyes closed, visualizing the picture. Bring your hand and please visualize creatively that you are pushing that from right to left. Pushing that picture from right to left like this. In my voice demonstration, I will use a word swap. And when I say the word swap, people will do like this. They will push the picture from right to left. And when they are pushing the picture from right to left, they have to also visualize that this picture goes to the left and it falls down and breaks into pieces and it is getting destroyed. Because your mind starts believing that this is an irrelevant picture and it is not necessary hereafter in this particular system or the body. Okay, so you bring your hand and push it from right to left, and 5 times you are supposed to repeat the process, and each time when you are pushing the picture from right to left, you have to visualize that the picture goes to the left and falls down, breaks into pieces, and you have to feel the peace of mind that the weakness has already gone out of you. Now, you have done this for picture number 1. Now there are 2 pictures remaining still, picture number 2 and picture number 3. Alright, forget about picture number 2. Take picture number 3. Bring that picture now and fix it in the same right side of your brain. I told you, right side represents what? Right side of the brain represents what? You tell me. Yes, you're right. That is present and the future. Left represents past. Picture number 1 has been pushed from right to left because we don't want that. That has been pushed to the past tense. Now, picture number 3 has to be fixed in right hemisphere of the brain, which means I need this now and I need this in future. Simple. So imagine that this particular picture number 3 is in the right hemisphere of the brain. Now again, bring your right hand like this and fix it. The previous way, you brought your right hand like this, and when I said swap, you did this and you came back. You did this and you came back 5 times, right? Swap. One more time. Swap. One more time. You did that. And here, now, with the 3rd picture on the right side of the brain, I would ask you to bring your right hand to the front, and I will ask you to fix. The word is fix. And when I say fix, you got to fix like this. When I say fix, you got to fix 5 times. Fix picture number 3. And what is picture number 3? The person, that is you, the new you who is living without that particular weakness, an improved, transformed image of yours. Going back to the two examples that we spoke in the beginning of the video, the angered boy should see himself as a person who does not get angry. The girl who has got memory problem, she sees herself as a person who has improved upon in memory. That's picture number 3, the transformed and improved version of yours. So you fix that improved version of yours in the right brain. Through that, you make your subconscious mind understand that this is what I want and this is how I am wanting to live. So slowly this seeps into the subconscious mind and you start changing. Every single day when you are doing and repeating this therapy, you start changing. According to the picture number 3, you start changing. And picture number 1 slowly goes out of your system. Isn't that a good news? It is a very big good news. This is called a 3-picture technique. And after fixing it for 5 times, relax, put your hands down. Now count from 1 to 30 and then slowly open your eyes. Exercise complete. Now to make the long story short, let me explain the steps one more time. First of all, decide for what you are going to do 3-picture technique. Which weakness? Well, I have so many weaknesses. I agree. Take that chief weakness for which you are going to seek improvement. Right? So that's step number 1. And step number 2, choose a time and choose a place. And step number 3, close your eyes and allow your mind to loiter around, no problem, for a couple of minutes. Don't try to control your senses. And the next step is start focusing on your breathing so that you get concentration levels. And the next step, after some time, your breathing is concentrated and you become so good, you get a darkness, and in that darkness, you are getting peace of mind. And in that darkness starts the chief process. That is, take picture number 1, put it in the right side of the brain and put your hand straight, swap it, break it down. Swap it, break it down. Imagine, visualize with feelings that it is getting broken down. And the next step is take picture number 3, put it in the right side of the brain, fix it. And please believe that it is going to be in your system on a permanent basis for the present and for the future. Fix it. Again, fix it. Feel the confidence. Feel the happiness. Feel the change. See the change. If you are not feeling and if you are not seeing everything on a vivid basis in your subconscious, in your imagination, then doing this therapy is a waste of time. You have to feel it. Otherwise, it is definitely going to be a big fiasco, a very big failure. So, after fixing it 5 times, then you believe and you count from 1 to 30 and you slowly open your eyes. That's it. Simple. Along with this video, I will also send you the voice demonstration. Like all you have to do is just close your eyes and put on the headphone and listen to my voice. I will guide you through this 3-picture technique. I give those voices to my clients who have attended this therapy in direct in my sessions. Rest of the people, if you want the voice, contact me. I will send it across to you. You will have to order it and you will have to get it. All right. So this is called a 3-picture technique. And for more clarity, just repeat watching this video. Or if you have got any specific clarifications on that, towards the end of this video, I'll give you my contact number. You can contact for any other clarifications or for a practical session. All right. So do 3-picture technique on a regular basis. One weakness for 30 days. And after 30 days, you will definitely have a change and then go for the next weakness. We've got a library of weakness, right? So you can go for one by one. All right. So slowly you can change because a weakness takes just a snap of a finger's time to get into the system. But it takes days and days together for getting that weakness out of your system. That's what you are going to do with this particular therapy. All right. So live strong, live with passion. I'll be meeting you with my next video. Thank you.